Hello everyone, it's Shamela here. I think I might be like a minute or two early. My power has not been restored yet, but it is 2 o'clock. So I have decided to go ahead and start, and within the next couple of minutes, Highland, it should come back on. So you will see a flash of light, and that means I've got power again. So for those who don't know me, my name is Shamela Hendricks. I am a card maker, mixed media creator, just a general crafter. I love getting my hands all inky and dirty. And did I say I'm based in Cape Town? I'm in Cape Town in South Africa. Oh, there we go. Lights are back. They've been kind to me today. So, I've been on the junk journals page before. I've done some cards for you guys before, and today we are going to be altering a paintbrush. I've had this brush in my stash for ages, and it's always been on the back burner. So I'm throwing myself in the deep end here today, and we're going to see how far we get with that. So without much further ado, I'm going to flip my camera and we can see what I've got on my desk today. Right, sorry for the wobble. We are just going to adjust my camera so that we can have everything in shot. Here's the brush. It was an old used brush. I did post a picture of it online. I just want to adjust my camera slightly. Just give me a second. Sorry for the wobble. Okay, I think that's okay. Can you guys see my desk? Just give me a thumbs up if you can see my desk, and if you can see everything. I just want to grab my iPad and find myself so I can see if there's any comments. So for those who are not familiar with load shedding, I think load shedding, hello Sue, welcome. Load shedding is a South African phenomenon, and it just means that we are kind of running out of enough electricity supply for the whole country. So we need to take turns being without power for 2 hours at a time, so that the grid doesn't become depleted. I think that's the easiest way to explain it. And so depending on which stage of load shedding, hello Carol, which stage of load shedding we are on, we get between 1 and up to 6 times a day. I think we're on stage 2 or 3 at the moment, so we get, I don't even know. I've stopped keeping track of which stage we're on because it just becomes very, very, very annoying, especially because I had to postpone my live today from 12 till 2 to accommodate the load shedding. But welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I just want to show you what I have on my desk today. That's what we may be using. I didn't plan too much because it's very difficult to plan. I'm not a very good planner. So I've got some wooden cogs. Cogs are always nice to use in mixed media. Then I've got some wooden leaves, and these are from a company called iCraft. They are based in India. I do believe there is an outlet in the UK. I don't know if it's still there, but those are the things I have. Then I have a molded flower cluster, I think you could call it. And this comes from Prima. It's a Finnevar mold. I love that mold. It's really nice. We also have a selection of metal cogs. So we are going to be doing a stash busting a stash busting session. I think that's what we can call it. I've got some jump rings here. I love using jump rings. I've got that. I have black gesso. You can use any black gesso. I have glossy gel from Stamperia. This is the heavy body paste, and it is K3P43. This is what I'm going to be using to adhere all my elements. You need something that is nice and thick that will hold. And then I might be using the volume paste, which is K3P67 from Stamperia as well. This is the smoothest, most awesome paste ever. I have taken out the crackle paste. I don't know if I'm going to use it. So we've got those. Then I also have, remember I said it's stash busting. So I've got a selection of broken jewelry. I've got some molds in here, pearls. We'll see where that goes. And then I also, because I love using buttons, I've got a selection of buttons. So what I have done is, I know I posted, or I asked Rachel to post a picture of the brush, and I have already painted the brush in black gesso, just so that we can have a head start, because I'm pretty sure you all know, you would know how to paint black paint onto an item. And then I thought of adding some texture to the background, and I think the last time I did a live, I could be mixing up my lives with the different pages, but I think we used like tissue kind of paper to create texture in the background, and this time I thought we would use the volume paste. Now this is a stencil from All and Create, and I love their goods. It's not easily obtained. Hi Sharon, welcome. It's very hard to find in South Africa. Fortunately, we've now got a lovely supplier, so I could indulge really greatly in all my stamps and my All and Create stencils. And this is one of my favorites. I'm going to take it out. And one of the reasons why I really love it is because I love circles. Hi Debbie. And this one is just filling all the missing pieces for me. The gaps are filled completely because I've got all different kinds. Hello Glynis, welcome. All different kinds of sizes of circles. So, and it gives a nice fine texture to your background. I actually forgot to load to get my heat tool, so just 1 second, I just want to grab it. I am going to need to use it too. That's why I needed to wait for electricity to dry the pastes. Just plug it in quickly. See if it's working. Yeah. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some texture with my stencil, and you can use whatever, any stencil you like. Let me just open up my paste here, and if I show you this, this is so beautifully, it looks like whipped cream. It looks edible, but you can't eat it, so don't eat it. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some of this to the background of my brush. And you know, with mixed media, sometimes you add things and details to a project, and at the end of the day you don't see it. That's just unfortunate. I know there's lots of people that say, oh, but I want to see this, and oh, but I want to see that. Sometimes you just got to cover everything. That's just where the project goes. Now it's a bit difficult to add this paste to this because the brush is already textured. It's got lots of old paint and stuff on it. And when I saw it, I thought this is the perfect project for me to alter. So that has given me some texture. It's a little bit mucky at the top there. It's the size of the brush is really tiny, so doesn't give me much place to play. But the good thing about mixed media is you don't have to be very precise about things. It's very freeing. It is a lot easier for me to play with mixed media products than it is to, because I'm very pedantic when it comes to making cards and stuff. Everything has to be aligned and straight, etc. But with mixed media, it gives me the opportunity to just let go. And I think if you are one of those people that feel like you can't mess your hands, you can't stick anything skew, then you should try your hand at just playing with mixed media. Even if it's on an old cardboard box, you know, cut up your cereal box and just use the inside, just to give yourself some permission to play. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to dry this a little bit, because that has given, in other words, what this has done is this, hi Jackie, welcome. This has broken the canvas, or the blank canvas. I think many people speak about the blank canvas. And what this does is it breaks the blank canvas. It gives you something to start with. You can add masking tape, you can add tissue tape, you can add anything just to give yourself that break and say, I've made a start and now I can add other elements. So let's just dry this quickly. The nice thing about Stamperia products, hi Elsie, how are you? Happy 2023 to you too. Stamperia products, you can use your heat tool with it. It's not going to destroy the elements, and it dries fairly quickly. Can't see my comments. We got Angie. Hi Angie, welcome. Hello Sandra. Hi Margaret. I know, I've never done one before, so guys, you have to bear with me. This is a first for me as well. I've done lots of covers, I've done other things, but never a brush. This brush has been in my stash for quite some time. I did go onto Pinterest, like we all do, just to see what they've got, what the ideas are, but I don't know. Once I close the page, I've forgotten what I've seen, so that doesn't help me much. So let's unpack this little box. I know I want to use this, and this has been in my stash for probably 20 years. I've always been too stingy to use it. You know, like one of those things where you think, I need to keep it for the best project ever. So fortunately, it didn't deteriorate. It's still around. So today we're going to be using it, I hope. But I feel I want that to be my focal point. Then I've got a little bird here. There's some more buttons in here. I'm going to unpack everything. This is, if you've never used it before, this is, they call it a skin. Yes, those rock hard brushes are the perfect brushes for this. And this is cream paste from Stamperia. You apply it to those very flat Stamperia molds. They call them texture molds, and it creates the most beautiful texture. Now this is a script texture, and I've kept it because I thought, let me show you what different elements are like. Sometimes people don't know about all these things, and so we can share what we know. So I've got all those goodies. I do know I want to add some of these, so I'm putting it one side. I've got a lovely leaf there. There's a big butterfly. I don't know if I'll use it. A broken earring. So, as you can see, I am a hoarder of note. These are all broken earrings and bits of jewelry that, and I've got lots of these buckets with things. It's just ridiculous that if I look at something and I think, oh no, but I can use that. I can't throw it out. I can use everything. So that's what happens when you start playing with mixed media. So I am going to grab some of the cogs that I've got here. And the reason why I want the cog is because this brush has got like a very deep indentation here. And I feel like I need a base for some things to rest on. And the cogs might do that for me. I will try my best to... Hello Shireen, welcome. I'll try my best to explain to you why I'm adding certain things to the construction or the composition. If I forget, just remind me in the comments and ask. I'm quite happy for you to ask questions if you have any. If I miss it during the live, I will go back to it. Even if it's tomorrow, I will go back to it and I will answer your questions. Okay, what we are going to be using to apply all these things is Mixed Media Art Glossy Gel Heavy Body Paste from Stamperia. And the reason why I use this one, so you can either use this or, oh my gosh, my thingy is stuck, just one second. Or you can use Finnabar, Primus. I've gone and glued the top together. Okay, there we go. Primus gel. Primus got a heavy body glossy gel. They've got a matte gel. But if you look at it, it's quite thick. So if you hold it down, it doesn't easily fall off the palette knife. And that's what you're looking for. Something that's really nice and thick that will hold. It does not dry immediately. It takes a while to dry. But once it's dry, it's there for always. The nice thing about this glue is it's flexible. So it's not going to pop off like your glue gun. Sometimes when you use a glue gun, the glue becomes hard after a couple of years and then they just pop off. I don't know if you have experienced that before. So in order for me to make sure that this is stuck down, I just want to grab a piece of, I think I'm just going to use any piece of card. I've got card that's in my bin here. So you can use card, or you can use, what would be ideal is a piece of chipboard. Hold on, I've got some here. So when I talk about chipboard, it's like this grey board that you find. And I'm going to add, because you won't see it after we're done, we are just creating a base for everything to sit on. So I'm basically going to do something like that. So some gel, and that goes down. And if there's gel sticking out, just remove it. And then I'm going to put down my cog. So that is my base, and I'm hoping that I can actually put that on top of there. Oh, but hold on, I had something else that I wanted to use. Where is it? The flowers. If you've never done a Facebook Live before, guys, just remember the moment you go live, everything has, it's like everything just disappears into thin air. I don't know what happens. So I kind of want to put the flower cluster here. So before I glue anything, I'm going to try and arrange everything so that I have an idea. where I want everything to go. But the first thing I did was apply that, because I know the brush goes narrow there, so we need to have something for everything to rest on, especially that. So I've got that there. Now, because this is a little bit elevated, we've got something missing at the bottom here, and what I'm going to try and add is some extra cogs. So I'm just cutting this in half, because basically all we need is something for this to rest on, like so. And I might change my mind afterwards. This is just how it goes. I looked at this and thought that the button would fit really nicely in there as well. So those were all the things that went through my head, but whether they will work together is another story altogether. So I want something that's going to go up the top there. So the other thing that you need to think about is, when you're creating a composition, is we talk about the triangle. So I've got my triangle kind of going that way, and I can elevate everything by adding something long at the top, like the key, for example. So we're elevating that triangle and making it go like that. I hope that makes sense. Okay, and then because the key is slightly the brush dips slightly at the bottom, I need something just to prop up that key at the top there. And so we can also use the chipboard. Oh dear, it is. Or we can use a gear or a cog. Let me just find one. And normally what I do is I use my bigger elements towards the bottom, and because the concept of something, the further away it is from you, the smaller it becomes. I try to remember that when I'm making something. So I would probably use a smaller cog at the top here than the ones that is at the bottom. And we had some leaves. I know I did have. Here we go. So we could use some of the leaves, because there are leaves in here, and we could add some of the leaves there. So I'm just gonna open it so that I have it available for me if I need it. I am going to glue that together, because I definitely know I want to do that. So I'm gonna add my gel. And if I do that in the meantime, hopefully it will dry. Okay. And I feel like I need something underneath there as well. So maybe the other part of this cog can go here. And what I'm going to do with that one is I'm going to actually adhere it to this. So it's going to be slightly suspended. I just hope it's going to dry. That's the only problem with doing a live mixed media project, is the issue of drying things. It always becomes a problem. So hopefully the heat tool is going to do it for us today. So if I put that there, hello Wendy, welcome. So that can go somewhere here. Don't think I like the key there. So if I put this here, Okay, I think that's going to work better for me. So I'm not going to faff much. I'm going to go ahead and take the plunge and just put everything down, because one thing about creating or arranging a composition is that you can play and faff around with something for ages. And we do not have ages. When you're doing a live, you have to commit and get a move on. Otherwise, we'll be here till this evening or later. So let's put that down. I think I'm going to go with it like that. And my lady's going to go there. And so I'm putting that inside there, just so that I have additional texture inside. I thought this was a really cool button. It looks like, you know, like a stone wall kind of effect on the top. And that's what I liked about it. Hi, Anne. There we go. So if I perch that there, and I perch this here, now what that button and that piece of I don't know what that is. It's just a fancy thing I found in my stash. What that does is it's holding this up. It's giving me a place to rest my focal point on. So I'm going to commit and put that down. And so we've got that. And now this is slightly sagging at the bottom, so I'm going to find something that I can push in there just to give it some elevation. That's too thick. Okay, that works. That little circle thingy works. I know I had one that I wanted. Oh, maybe the leaf can work. Just 1 second. Let's see. Oh, I think the leaf works better. So I am going to add something in the middle here just to support that there. And chipboard or boxboard is your best friend. So we shall use the chipboard. And I'm just cutting it to size so that it will all fit inside that gap there. I hope I'm in shot. Yes. Okay, now you can see that that is all in line, and so when I place that down, it has something to rest on. And I said I wanted to put the leaf there, right? So, yes. And just so you know that this leaf comes from a broken earring, I think, or a necklace. So I think my friends and family know by now, if they break something, they mustn't throw it out. They must keep it for me, because I will be able to use it. Going to be a little bit on the generous side with this, because this element is fairly heavy. These are all resin embellishments, so they are quite heavy. And in South Africa, we use I use the resin embellishments from the company's called AMT. I know that there is, hi Fifi, I know that there's a lot of different versions around. This is a bit too high. So you just need to find out locally where you are, what is available for you in your country. But Stamperia's molds make the most beautiful embellishments. And Prima's molds, oh my gosh, they are so gorgeous. Okay, I think I like that. I actually wanted to use this as well, just to add something extra. This comes from the new Sir Vagabond Aviator clear die cuts. And why they are nice for things like this is because it's light. It's not heavy at all, and it actually, you can add lots of texture and color to your designs without weighing down everything. I'm just gonna push this button in there. I was doing a video because I'm a cricket ambassador in South Africa, and I was listening to the replay of my video while I was editing it, and I found out that I say the word gonna instead of going to, and I think that is a typical Cape Town South African, I think more Cape Town thing than anything else. So I apologize in advance for my goodness, but I do say the word gonna or gonna like we do with a South African accent. Oh, I think I want to put that there. So see what I meant when I say we're going to cover some of the stuff. I'm actually going to push this on this side, because if you look at that, there's the branch of that particular floral arrangement is sticking out there, and so I'm going to put this on this side so we kind of have a bit of balance. That's how my brain is. I might shove it in there, but I want to read it. So I'm just going to put it in there, and I'm just going to get I'm going to get a brush so I can just brush off that. That's just a wet brush, just to brush off the gel that's on there. This has gone way faster than I imagined it to go. Okay, and then the other thing I want to do is I want to add, remember I said I wanted to add some of these. I really do want to add some of this, so I'm going to put some, and then I also want to add some of these. 1 second. Where did I put this? Okay, so I know if you've been a crafter for a long time, you will know that these micro beads, they were around many years ago, and I love using the micro beads. I sometimes use them in its original color, or I use it and I paint it black when I paint everything black. So these are really nice. It gives amazing texture. And what I use with that is I just use extra gloss finish, because it dries clear. It's a transparent thing. Oops, very generous there, Shamela. Sorry about that. And so what happens is when I apply that and I pour the beads over it, it just sticks to that, and that dries clear. So I just want to grab my little goodie gad, and I hope my stuff is not going to fall off, because what we would normally do is let it rest for a bit and then carry on to the next step. Okay. Oops. Don't go anywhere. These poor little micro beads are all over my craft room. Okay, and I think I might put the bird there. But let me dry everything a little bit quickly, and so we can see where we're at. Actually, you know what? The heat tool might damage this, so I'm going to take that off. I can always put it back in again. Because this is acetate, and I don't want to ruin it. So, heat gun going on, and we can see once everything is kind of solidified and it's a bit dry where we're at. So do you guys have any questions while I'm... Hi Jenny, welcome. Do you have any questions? So this is something that you can do on anything. You don't have to do it on a paintbrush. You can do it on a book cover. Those book covers make the most amazing gifts for people. You can do it on a canvas. In fact, what I might do is load this onto a canvas, because then it doesn't feel like it's just a lonely old paintbrush standing in the middle of nowhere. So if you put it onto a canvas, you can actually add other things to it and then make it more useful. Because I'm one of those people, I don't like useless, I don't like, what we call it, dust collectors. I like stuff to be practical and usable, so that's why I like making cards so much. I love making cards because you can always use a card. Friends come around, birthday cards, you know. I like to make blank cards and then just add a sentiment afterwards. So hello Marlene, welcome. So for those who don't know me, my name is Shamela. I come from Cape Town in South Africa. We have a very, very small crafting community in South Africa. It's not as big as the crafters out in the UK and in America and Australia. It's a very small crafting community. And literally almost everybody knows everybody else. That is how small it is. I wanted to tell you ladies also, because it doesn't matter which part of the world you are in. On the 4th of Feb, so since COVID, we haven't had our annual South African National Scrapbook Day. So this is an annual event that we used to have, where we charge a small fee, and in this year it is 400 Rand. And basically we entertain our clients for the whole day. So we do demonstrations, and what the best thing about it is that it's the entire country participates. But what's great about this year is it's our first in-person event after 3 years, but we also have an online event. And there's going to be, from the 1st of Feb until the 28th of Feb, there's going to be a different class loaded every single day. The prizes are regrettably only eligible for South Africans because of the exorbitant shipping costs for us. Our post office doesn't work, so we need to courier things, and that makes things costly. But if you are a new novice crafter, or if you are a seasoned scrapbooker, there's going to be a project every single day from the 1st until the 28th of February. And also, I'm going to be doing a live on the 23rd, I think. My live is at 8 o'clock in the evening, so I think it will be 6 your time. And you're welcome to join us and take part in the challenges, even though you can't win anything if you're not in South Africa. But you can still have fun and enjoy being, what's the word I'm looking for? Inspired. get some inspiration, because what National Scrapbook Day does is it gives us all that kick up the you know what to get creative for the coming year. And I love that fact about it, because sometimes after the holidays we kind of all go into that rut where we're tired, and this just gives everybody that inspiration and encouragement to start crafting again. So you're welcome to join. If you want, I will post the link of the page. It's South African National Scrapbook Day 2023. It's going to be on Facebook. And so, yeah, everybody's welcome to join in the challenges and enjoy some creativity. I just added an extra bit of the texture, and I want to add some at the bottom here as well. This is just while I'm waiting for things to dry. Ooh, we can put some there and some there. I always say I love these beads, and Finnabar also has those white little pebbles. They come in different sizes, and what's nice about their ones is that it's very light. It's not heavy at all. And I'm sure Prima is readily available, as well as Tamperia. They should be readily available in the UK. Right. God, oops, let me just put this back. So I'm going to just give this another blast with my heat tool, and then I'm going to paint everything black. Metal tape. Oh yes, that would be good. Absolutely, Glynis. You know, crafters are amazing people. The one thing I realized with COVID was, even though it was so tragic and it caused such havoc throughout the world, the one thing I realized about COVID is that it drew our crafting community closer to each other. Stamperia was amazing with their lives. I met, well, in inverted commas, online. We have met so many new crafting friends that, you know, it's just so amazing. And I mean, I met Rachel like that. So I know that's dry. I'm just going to give it a quick brush with my black. So it created an entire new world for us crafters. We have touched base with so many other people across the world. It's amazing. So I am just very softly, because I don't want to disturb anything. Paint everything black. Hello, Bernadine. Wendy, what's your passion? I must have missed it. There's so much texture on all these molds that makes it so cool. I'm trying not to disrupt everything. Normally, we would paint the back of these things as well, so I'm not going to do it today, because I'm so scared if I flip things now, it's all going to fall off. So you would paint both sides so that it looks neat. But if I'm going to add it to a canvas, like I said, then I might not. So it all depends what I'm going to do with the brush afterwards. And what I will do is I will post a picture of the finished one, and I'll share the link again, because sometimes people can't find the link after the live. So when I do post the picture, I will share the link, and you guys can, if you missed part of it, or if you missed the actual live, you can always catch up. I think all the videos are saved on the page. I mean, never in my wildest dreams did I ever imagine that I would be doing a live for a page out of South Africa. I do have my own page. It's called Kanya Craft Tutorials. I also have a YouTube channel, so in case you are out there, you want to check it out, I've got some tutorials on there. And last year we started doing my weekly live on YouTube. This year I may not be doing a weekly live. I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going to find the time. It becomes like crazy busy if you're one person alone. So let me just paint all this. And so if you are in South Africa and you're not aware of it, I do have a little store here. We stock lots of things. Stamperia is one of our main products that we import and sell. Am I missing any comments? Oh, metal tape. You know what, Wendy, I've got a whole roll of that metal tape, and I was just being very greedy when I bought it, to be honest, and I had it specially cut down to size for me. So I had it cut to the size of my embossing folders, and are we all like that? We have hardly used it. I have used it a little bit, but not as much as I thought I would. So maybe I must explore that option a little bit more, because I've got the metal tape. It was my mommy. She just came to say hello. She's very quiet. She just waved. I think that's going to be okay. So let us give that a quick dry with the heat tool quickly. And before I do that, I just wanted to say, sometimes it's easier to paint your black as you go along, because it becomes a little bit difficult sometimes to get your brush into the lower areas underneath. And when you lift it up and you look at it from the side, you can see the white still there. So when you do this and you've got the time, you can actually just paint everything black as you layer them one by one, which makes your life a little bit easier when you get to the point of painting. I just wanted to find out if it stops moving or longer than 2 seconds, I cover it. I love that. I love it. So do you guys get the Stamperia, the paste? What is it called? Just 1 second. Not the, yes, the patina. The anticante. Is this the anticante? What is this? I was fortunate enough, because we are not allowed to, they're not allowed to ship this to South Africa, but somebody sent this to me as a gift. Cerantica, that's the wrong top on there. It's called Cerantica, so it's very similar to Finnabar's waxes. Do you have this available in the UK? Okay, so I'm avoiding this because that is the clear die cut, remember. I don't want it to spoil. And what I'll do is after the live, I will take a smaller brush and I'll go into all those little nooks and crannies when my project is dry, completely dry, because if I press too hard on this now, what's going to happen is the stuff is going to shift. They're going to move around. So we need a little bit of black still, because you can see there's some of the white of the elements showing through. So I'm just going to give it another quick brush. I had so many things planned for my end of year vacation. It wasn't much of a vacation, but it was like a break. My brother, who resides in the UK, and his family came to visit after a long time because of COVID. So we spent some time with them. But I had plans to pack my craft room, to redo. Like I wanted to start 2023 on a really good clean slate with my cupboards repacked and everything. Boy, oh boy, my craft room was such a disaster that it took me 4 days to do. 4 days to sort everything out. And I'm going to dry once again. And once that was done, my holiday was over. Hi, Belinda. How are you? Nice to see you. Okay. My little bird I want to put on there somewhere. So I think I'm going to put it there. I can smell the burn of the heat gun. It's not a good smell. Okay, and I'm not going to take off that extra bit of the glossy gel there. I am just going to pour some of the beads on top of there. And that will give us a little bit of extra texture. Just see. Oops. Belinda has been teasing us with her projects for Big Mouth Scrappers. I've been seeing snippets of it every day for I don't know how long, and she's really putting us through the ringer with that. I can't wait to see what the reveal is. Belinda, you know what you're doing to us, eh? Oh, you're cleaning your craft room. I was just talking about that. I did mine over the holidays and whoa, it took forever. But the good thing is I repacked all my drawers, so I can confidently say everything is in order. It's really in a good space. There's just one little section I need to do and 3 drawers, which I will probably not get to anytime soon, but the majority of the space. I repacked all my paper. Oh, good golly. I've got enough scrapbooking paper to last me a lifetime. So many offcuts I purged. I just thought, nope, I cannot keep it anymore. I am passing it on to a lady who teaches young children, and she will make good use of it. So I'm not feeling bad about losing it. There's just so much that you can hold on to. I'm just trying to get all my white gone. Heat gun going on. I'll do that little piece later because the glue is still very wet there. And that piece, oh, I need to paint that bit there. Okay. Now Shafiq has got my TV on in front and I can hear myself in the background. Okay, now we can put our little dreams come true back in there. I hope it's gonna fit now because I dried everything. So Belinda, did you tell us when is the big reveal? I heard next week. Are we not in next week yet? When is next week? You've been teasing us, Belinda. Okay. I just raised that slightly and I've popped it in there. So we got our dreams come true. And I'm just gonna add some more of those beads here. There and there. Now you know why my desk is lying full of micro beads. Although I try to catch them all. These suckers go everywhere. Okay. So I want to just blast this with the heat gun again so we can dry it, and I'm hoping not to touch that. Let me cover it and try and avoid it. I know, I just vacuum them up. They just have to go in the bin. I can't. They are so tiny. But they're just so cool, man, to do, to add texture. I love adding them to my projects. You'll always see me add it to the projects. Okay, so let's see, can we paint you? Yes. Whoever invented this heat tool is amazing. It's made doing mixed media live so much easier. Okay. I think we are almost there, people. This has gone a lot quicker than I thought. So what I'm going to do next is just give that a quick squiz with a heat tool again to dry that. And then we are going to add our waxes, which is my favorite part. I love the big reveal. So there's lots of white spots still, but I will fill that in after everything has dried better than it is right now. And then I will post the final, like I said, I'll post the final picture so you can see what the final product looks like. Now, you do not need to specifically go out and get all the elements that I've got. Just look around your stash. Look around. Your world changes when you start doing mixed media, because you will see so many things that you can actually use, and that is where the hoarding starts. That is literally where you start keeping and not wanting to part with things. Like, I'm seeing a gap there. I think I want to put that small button there. And so you can literally use anything that you have access to. I find it very hard to part with anything. Like, I will look at when we buy oranges, it comes in those orange bags with it's like a net. I don't know if it's sold like that around the world, but when I look at it, then I think to myself, oh, shouldn't I keep it? Shouldn't I just hold on to a tiny piece of it in case I need it? And this is the problem. This is the problem that we face when we're doing this kind of thing, because everything, you look at everything with a possible opportunity. So I think I like that button there, and I'm leaving it. And so now I'm just going to grab my waxes and we can wax this baby. So, to say that I have a wax addiction is an understatement. I have got a significant collection of waxes, so no judgment, please, everybody. You're not allowed to judge me for this. This is a weakness that I have. So, this one, the Firebird, is one of my favorite colors. I love it. Then, the Gold Sedantica from Stamperia is one of my favorites. Where is the other one? The Emerald is a great favorite too. For those on a budget, if you can find iCraft in your side of the world, they also have a range of waxes that come. It's a beeswax formula, so it doesn't get hard. I'm looking for my silver. There is a silver that I favor. Yeah. This one is called Treasure Silver. I've got it for a long time, and I think this is 178 rand. If you work it out, about 20 rand to the. So how many pounds is that? 9 pounds. 9 times 2 is 18. So, like donkeys years ago, I paid 9 pounds for that. But I still have a whole jar, so it was worth the money. Let's see which other colors. There is a really nice. I've got a very, very nice. Not that one. Why can't I see it now? See, when you have too many, you can't find it. Maybe it's not in here. So we're going to make do with what we have. Right. I might see it if I look at it later without trying to find it. So this is, Vasilis calls this the magic brush from Stamperia. I love this brush. It's really a cool brush. And so with your waxes, all you do is, it's just a very light stroke. And the idea here is not to cover all your black. It is just to, and I kind of prefer to use my finger. It's just to catch the, raised areas of your design. And for me, this is where the magic happens, where you pick up all those little elements that you placed, and they come to life after you have painted everything black. And I don't know if this is the norm, because this is just me. I mix my waxes So I will add and play until I'm happy with the final product. So I don't know if you're allowed to, but I think it's mixed media, so I can do anything I want to. I always tell my customers, you know, grab the artistic license and you do what you want to do. So I'm going to bring some of that green in here because I love it. And I see what I mean. I mix the colors. So I think this one is very soft. So I'll be a little bit more careful with this later on when I, after I have painted everything properly, because at the moment I still see lots of white here. And where's that? I like bronze, the copper. This one is my most used color, I think. I love it because it's beautiful and soft. And I don't even know if we find it in South Africa anymore because I bought this so long ago. It fascinated me when I saw it the first time. I was like, oh my word, those things are awesome. And now, of course, Stamperia has come out with the, they've got something that's very similar to the waxes. It is called, I shall show you. If I find it is called the metallic pigment, and these things are so highly pigmented. They are beautiful, and it works with beeswax. So you apply the beeswax and you can then add the color. But my goodness, the color potency is incredible. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I had like a, there's it, the purple. This one I really like because if you add a little bit of purple, it just makes a bit of a difference, I think. I don't know, I could be messing it up completely. You decide. I did an entire cupboard. I had one of those office cupboards those steel cupboards that you would use in an office. And mine was starting to rust. So I just decided I'm going to add some modeling paste and I'm going to add some texture to it. And I ended up painting the entire cupboard with black gesso after I stenciled the whole thing. And I eventually waxed the whole thing. And I think I lost my fingerprint that weekend because it took me an entire weekend to do. But it is so beautiful. It really came out so nice. Okay, so now my final color is always silver. I don't know if that's the norm. It's just me. I like the finish that the silver gives me. And so what the silver does is, in my opinion, it just gives you that final metallic finish. And normally I would spend a lot more time doing this, because I would say add a little bit, take a little bit off, add a little bit, take a little bit off. But we are doing a live, so I can't be so, so can't take so much time being uncertain and what's the word I'm looking for? Can't think of it now. I'm gonna come back with my silver. Pedantic, that's the word. Thank you, Belinda. So I'm not going to do anything more up until now, because I just feel like I need to make sure that I've got all my goodies dry. Like everything is dry, and I can paint all the edges, because all this needs to be painted. And you can see there my glue is still pretty wet. But I'm going to take the... How long have we been on? An hour? I can't believe it. That went so quick. I was expecting to be here for a whole lot longer. But the good thing is I can give my hubby lunch now, because he didn't have lunch. We went off at 12 o'clock and we got back at 2, or just after 2. And so he doesn't have to starve, eh? That's a good thing. Okay, stop laughing and show everybody what it looks like up close. So just give me a second. I just want to... It is. I love it. I love adding the wax. So it's my time to just play and mess. And so basically we've got our dreams come true there. And we've got our little lady. What's that called? A cameo. There's some buttons in there in the background. Oh, wait a minute. What is this? My poor husband's heart must be rock hard by now, because he suffers a lot. He doesn't get food on time. We've got our little bird there. And what I will do is, I'm not happy with the lady there at the moment. So I think I got a bit heavy-handed. So what I might do is just paint everything black and start over. But it looks kind of different once you look at it not through the camera, because I always say I look at things through the camera when I'm doing this live, and when I look at it in reality, sometimes I see, oh, I needed to put something here or there, etc. So I will make amendments and I will let you guys know what I've done, and I shall post a picture of the completed project. So let me flip my camera. There we go. That went a lot faster than I thought it would. In my head, I thought I was going to faff for hours because that's what I do. I really do that. And take it away, put it back on. Take it away, put it back on. Ooh, need to take a picture now because I can't remember how I put it together in the first place. So, yes. Thank you very much, everyone. I really appreciate you sticking with me through this hour. Thanks, Belinda. It was nice chatting to you again. And like I said, once I'm done, I shall post a picture with a link to this live, and you guys can play catch up with me later. And that is it from me. If you loved it, let Rachel know and she can ask me to come back again. And I shall see you. Until next time, see you in cyberspace. Bye now.